Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For this week's video we've got another upcycle project for you, and we'll be upcycling these two bedside cabinets. So stay tuned to see what we do with them. Hi guys, so first things first, before we start any prep work, we're going to start cleaning them by using sugar soap, and after that we can crack on with the rest of the prep work. After you've cleaned with sugar soap, always make sure that you go over with a clean cloth with warm water to make sure you get rid of all the sugar soap residue as well. Alright, on to number 2. I'm already gonna remove the hardware that's on there because we're gonna replace them with something else. Alright guys, that's the cleaning done. We're gonna let this dry for a little bit, and when Dean gets home later we're gonna take them downstairs for sanding.
Okay guys, our plan for these is to paint everything apart from the drawers. So we're going to paint all the sides, the top and everything. First thing we need to do is sand them down. So we're going to be using 120 and a 220. We're going to put the drawers to one side and we'll take them outside and sand them later because we're going to leave them like a natural wood colour. But anyway, let's get started with these. I'm going to do this one, Chantal's going to do this one. Let's go. Okay guys, it's time to start priming, and as always we're using Zinza Bin Primer. It's a shellac base. This stuff is flipping fantastic. That's a little Mike G reference there. Mike, I like that one. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to start priming now. We're just using cheap brushes. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's all the priming done on both bedside cabinets. We're going to let them dry for around an hour, sand down with a 220 grit sanding sponge, and then we can stick on the first coat. I'll show you the colour in a minute that we're going to be using. Okay, so this is the colour we're going to be using. It's called Nougat. It's frenchic. It's the Lazy range. So this actually has a primer built in and a top coat built in, but like we always say, we prefer to primer and top coat just for extra protection. Anyway, we're going to leave it for an hour and then we can start with this. Okay, so the cabinets have been drying for about an hour now, so we can start sanding them down and then we can put the first coat on. What we're doing as well is we're also going to time how long it takes us to actually finish these. So for example, like sanding and the primer only took 10 minutes. We will time the whole process and then we'll let you know at the end how long it actually took to do both of them. Anyway, let's start sanding. Okay guys, it is time for the first coat. Let's go. Okay guys, that's the first coat done. As always, it looks a bit messy, but first coat always does. We're going to let it dry for a couple of hours and then we'll crack on with the second coat. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, the first coat's dry. We've already given it a quick sand down. Time for the second and third coat. Let's go.
Okay guys, the units have been drying for about 3 hours now. I've just checked them and they look pretty good to me. So I'm going to sand them down with a 220 grit sanding sponge and then it's ready for polyvine. On this side there was a little lump of paint and when I sanded it off it damaged the paint a little bit, so I just redone this side. I'm gonna let that dry now, but in the meanwhile I'm gonna start doing this one. We're using Polyvine, our go-to decorator's varnish as usual. Alright, that's polyvining done. I thought I would do this one already, but I haven't done that side. I want to let that dry for a few hours. So everything's done except for one side. I'm going to let that dry now for a few hours and then that's ready for its first coat of polyvine, and then we'll do the rest of the second coat, and then probably before I go to bed I'll do that side. So the outsides are done and then Dean only has to focus on the drawers tomorrow.
Okay guys, it's time to start on the drawers now. I was going to take them outside and sand them, but I can't be bothered to take them all downstairs, so I'm just going to do it in here. Our plan is to sand them all down with 120, 220, get all the stain off, and then we are going to put some wax on them. Our original plan was just to put a clear wax on them, but I'm thinking that I might put 3 different kind of wax on them just to make them a little bit different. Chantal wanted them all clear wax, but I'm the boss, so I'll do what I want. I'm only joking, I've already checked with her and she's happy with it. So yeah, I'm going to crack on anyway. Let's go. Okay, so that is all the drawers sanded down now. I'm just going to give them one more wipe down with a damp cloth, let them dry, and then we can start waxing them. What's annoying as well is these marks here where the old handles was. The old handle was? I don't know. But we've got some other handles that hopefully will cover them. So, anyway. Okay, we'll let them dry and then we can start waxing. I'll quickly show you the wax now that we're going to be using. Okay, so we have Rust-Oleum finishing wax, and it's just a clear wax. We'll leave a link in the description of all the products. So that's going to go on one drawer. We got some antique brown wax that'll go on another drawer, and then we've got frenchic defining wax, which is like a grey colour, which will go on another drawer. So hopefully it'll look decent, but we will see. Okay guys, time to start waxing. I'm going to start with the clear wax, and I'm just using an all-purpose cloth. I'm not actually sure if these are lint-free, but they work pretty well. But you can just use any lint-free cloth. Just rub a small amount on, then rub the excess off, and then you can buff it. And also wear gloves when you're doing this, because it's really hard to get off your hands. I don't have any gloves, so you just have to make do. Okay, now on to the grey ones. for the last wax, the anti-brown wax. Okay, that's them all pretty much done. I'm just going to go back over them quickly and just get all the excess off. Also, I'll see how they look in a little bit. I might do a second coat, but we will see. Okay, they're not perfect, but they look pretty good. I'm going to wait, like I said, half an hour to an hour, maybe give them another coat, and then it's putting the handles on, then we're done. Okay, so I've just pre-marked all the holes for the handles with a pencil. These are the handles we're going to be putting on. Just some like antique brass ones. And also I'm going to pre-drill the hole so the wood doesn't split, and then we can screw them on. Also, normally I would fill that hole, but these handles cover it, so it's not really going to matter. Okay, we are ready to screw the handles in. I just want to say as well, when I was doing these holes, I just did them by kind of eye. I didn't actually measure, so I'm hoping they don't look too bad. Right guys, this is the last handle that's going on, and then we can show you the final results. Final results time.
Let's have a look at how the units looked before. We're really happy with how they turned out, and in total it took us 3 hours of work time to get them finished. Let us know in the comment what you think. Thanks again for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bum 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 bum.